Throughout a journey in the arts, you find all sorts of messages that you wish that you could tell your younger self. You wish that one day you would have woken up and seen your future you, and that person would have said, "Hey, let's not do that." Or let's do this and save some time. Now, because I can't go back in time, I'm gonna go ahead and just share these out to other people, and hopefully people on this path can learn something from this. So here's 5 things I wish I knew starting out as an actor. 1, you do not need to be a suffering artist. At one of the lowest points in my life, I was on my way to work, and I had this little black notebook that I had almost filled out. So I was trying to finish it. I was going through some of my past entries, and right at one passage, I stopped everything. I saw that I had said, and I quote, let me get it. "I wish my life wasn't so vanilla, that it wasn't so boring, and I wish that I was more interesting. And I wish I was going through some kind of suffering because it seems like all these people are so much more interesting than I am." I wrote that. It amazed me when I saw that because I realized that I had gotten exactly what I wanted. So great, I got that, and that's oh so wonderful. Good for you, Matt. But I couldn't use any of that in the rehearsal room. I couldn't use any of that as an actor because using those things were way too dangerous. It was too dangerous to bring into a room. It was not helpful to the craft that we were working on. It was not beneficial to the story, and it was not beneficial to my emotional health or anybody else's emotional health. These actors that you read about that might have had some of the most traumatic and terrible experiences within their life, it's not that they chose to go and chase suffering to be a better actor. They did not go throughout life trying to suffer. They sought something out, and just as life is going to give it to you, you're going to suffer. It's a natural, unique state of humanity. There is suffering, unfortunately. So in this, we have to learn to chase the beauty of the art. Chase the path. Do not go and chase suffering, because if you want suffering, write it down in a little black notebook and you're gonna get it. I assure you. So in spite of my suffering, I decided I would make some changes. So the actionable steps that I took were work out, find a movement routine, get up, get out, go into nature. Forgive yourself from past and present mistakes. Allow yourself the permission to move forward. But also you need to hold yourself accountable. Do not hide from your mistakes. You need to see the hard truths of your life, and you need to see what's happening, or else you'll never be able to fix the things that are going wrong. Just go get therapy. It's so much more normalized. It's here, it's all right. If you don't feel comfortable going to get therapy, message me and I'll give you all the logical reasons as to why it's important. Sleep, rest, go to bed. It's okay not to be going to a party late at night that goes on to 3 a.m. Find a bedtime, find a wake time. You are not missing much. Go every once in a while and go cherish the friends that you love, but don't go to every single party that's possible for you to go to, because you need to rest and you need to recover. Because the days are already hard enough as it is. If you're not getting enough sleep to rewire your brain and fix the synapse, heal your muscles, heal your aching bones, then it's gonna be difficult for you to continue this journey towards health and wellness. Minimize or completely cut out alcohol, smoking, and/or junk food. With the food wise, I always definitely promote eat what you feel like you wanna eat, but be really conscious and cognizant of what you are intaking. Lastly, stick to a routine. Every day, learn something new. Move, write, connect. Practice and change it up bit by bit, because you're gonna find out what works for you. Just be certain to begin. Number 2, finding my why earlier. My life had been built around the ideas and lifestyles of the people I grew up with. It was my parents, my teachers, their teachers, and my young malleable brain growing up with social media and video games and movies. See, I was an adaptable motherfucker. My therapist called me a chameleon because of this. Even in groups, I could adapt my beliefs to the beliefs of the group. But that's only something that someone without a foundation, without a why, could do. That was me. And I walked through my life for a long time without that foundation. it became harder and harder for me to figure out who I was in this vastly changing, vastly adapting world that is changing with technology, AI, social media. There are so many different ideas and theories that are happening every day, and it got difficult. It got so hard. Like, I only recently found out my why like a year ago. 2 years ago, I actually began discovering and holding space for finding my why. But only last year I felt confident in my inner direction. So I've solidified it to this: to explore a spiritual and artistic pursuit towards self-freedom and inspire and encourage others to follow their own pursuit towards freedom. Here's how I personally found this. So just a note as well, every why will be different. Throughout my journey, I gained a deeper self-reflective ability, a deeper consciousness. It was different from my already very self-aware ability. Because I explored so many perspectives, so many options, so many theories, so many ideas, so many beliefs, religions, all of that, I could find out what worked for me by letting go of what didn't work. I kept shifting, I kept adapting, I kept building pieces together. Mind you, my why will always continue to grow. The building has not stopped. But I do feel a lot more confident with where I'm at right now as opposed to where I was 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's only after we've lost everything that we are free to do anything. Chuck Palahniuk, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure. My therapist called me a chameleon, and I still am to this day, but I hold that as a power now so much more than I did back then. My chameleon ability was more of a detriment to me. Now, it's a power. Acting as a business. I have never been good with money. Too many times in college, I asked my parents to bail me out from my financial situations. And see, I could never save the money I made. So my privileged ass kept thinking that money wasn't something that I needed to worry about. Like, I was going to be the best actor that I could be, and the work that I put into acting would reap rewards and turn around and be bountiful to me simply because of my hard work in the craft. Well, I've worked my ass off, and where are we? Still broke. But happy. But broke. Unfortunately, this is my current development, so I wish I was a master and I wish I could tell you how to do this so much more, but I can really only take my own advice. So here's my actionable steps in this path. Find a job. Building your marketable skills. Premiere Pro, Photoshop, social media management, writing, copy, many more. At this current moment, I need to split my focus in my art. How unfortunate, but it's going to be okay. I have to go hard in this moment right now, and I have to go and I have to make money. I will still be able to act though. I will still be able to act. I've been able to have a job, and I've been able to also act. And then lastly, I would like to become a budgeting fiend. My favorite changes come from overcorrection. Like, that's how I've developed my whole life. I overshoot, hitting the extreme, and then I strike the balance. I would rather overcorrect and be out of balance than remain stagnant, making the same mistake over and over and over again, creating this vicious cycle. I don't want to do that. But see, in overcorrection in business / the capitalist world really scares me. Luckily, I do have some really influential friends, very close friends of mine, who have agreed to hold me accountable and keep me grounded within the spiritual, wonderful, wonderful realm. So, look, I have to explore this world. This is the world that we live in. We live in a capitalist society, and we have to make money to live. We have to make money to eat. So I will be exploring these dark, scary, cavernous realms of capitalism, but I'll be certain to have a nice rope tied to my waist, and my friends will hopefully pull me out. So just for resource, I do have some people that I'm currently learning a lot of business from, marketing, making money, sales, and stuff like that. I say utilize them, but be conscious in your consumption. You know, please think for yourself in these terms. I'm learning a lot from Dan Coe, Alex Hormozy, Caleb Hammer, Fiona, the millennial money woman. I literally just followed her, but she sent me a free budgeting spreadsheet on Twitter, so I was like, absolutely. And then Russell Brunson as well. 4, cherish your friendships. I learned the hard way that it's better to have a very few close friendships than trying to be friends with everyone. See, everything used to be so transactional to me. Like, I would find groups of friends simply for the safety of it, for like the social safety of it, as opposed to seeking someone out because you're curious about their humanity. Now, I didn't do that for everyone, but because I was on a path of trying to make friends with everyone, that's inevitably what that becomes. You can't be uber conscious trying to make friends with everyone. So by the end of college, I had like 2 friends. Lucky I had 2. So it's not a good feeling when you realize that you missed an opportunity to cultivate meaningful relationships. I deserved every bit of it. When you do something stupid, all of those people you thought were your friends are ready to drop you at a moment's notice. It was those 2 people that stayed friends with me because they wanted to see my growth. They wanted to see how I would change, because those were friendships I did cultivate, but there were so many I missed out on. So it's important to cherish the people who are present with you. Cherish those who open up to you. Support them. Support them in any way that you can. Root for their growth. Hold them accountable. Call them on their bullshit. But please be nice, but be kind. Because we can grow through friendships, through close friendships, through the unity of souls. We are able to grow and we are able to make change through community, through support, and through allowing yourself to be the silliest, goofiest person that you've ever been to the friends that you can be that with. So find them and cherish them and cultivate that growth with them. So I'm gonna give you one actionable step for this. I want you to send a voice memo to your friend right now. The first friend that pops up into your head. It can be anybody. It can be your closest friend, or it could be your not as close friend. It doesn't matter. Just reach out. Reach out and ask how they're doing and be like, hey, I thought about you and I wanted to see how you're doing. And I don't care if they respond. The fact is that you are reaching out. You need to take the action of cultivating those friendships. So send out that voice memo, send out that text, send out a call if you want to. See how they're doing, support them, root for them, cheer for them, be there for them. Cherish your friendships. Number 5, every opportunity for you to act is an opportunity for you to develop your craft. If you're not auditioning as an actor, then you're probably not working as an actor. Like, auditioning is an integral part of this job. It happens all the time. It's pretty much, it makes up like 70% of this job. It's not even 70%, it's like 90%. You audition. So look, I understand it gets grueling. It's a lot of auditioning and it's a lot of work, but every audition is an opportunity for you to develop your craft, so learn to love it. So, and look, if you're not going to auditions, then you're not going to get the role because you are not auditioning. If you are called for the role and you don't audition, it's not like they're gonna be like, oh, you know, it's so weird. We didn't see Matt come into the room, but you know what? I think we want him, so let's just call him up. That's not how that works. So here's the actionable steps for this. Go get an agent. Now there's a couple ways of going about this. So set up your own reels. You can do monologues, you can do sides, those are okay. Send those in. And you can either do that through their website or you can email them. But research your agent, research the person, and do your quality research because you want to know where you can best serve them and be an asset to them, as opposed to being any liability within this industry. Remember, this is a business. Also, you have to think about it like a business. You want to be an asset. But remember, you make the agents money. So they're not going to take money directly from you. They're going to get a commission. So there should be no prerequisite headshots. There should be no prerequisite modeling 101 courses for any of these agencies. Avoid those agencies. If they are forcing you to take one of their courses, or a in-house photographer has to take your headshots to actually be accepted into the agency, avoid that agency. Industry standard is 20% for non-union work and then 10% for union work. That should be the rate. Look for those. If you don't have an agent, go ahead and head on to backstage.com or actorsaccess.com, and I'll provide the links down below. Audition for all different types of jobs. Look, if you do 2 per day, you do 14 per week. So that really ramps up the odds in your favor. Just be certain to like show quality work and really read the side, read the prompt. Start small and keep track. Fill out a Google sheet, and if you get callbacks, mark those down. If you actually book, mark that down. Create a percentage sheet so that throughout the year, you can just go, okay, the percentage of my bookings were this, my callbacks were this, and if you see that something is low, then you have a better idea and a better understanding of how to get better because you see it visually. Now, if you don't have money for Backstage or Actors Access, I know that those are paid, go check out playbill.com. Playbill.com has a few free listings or a few free like job castings. Check those out. I'm gonna keep an eye out myself to find any more free casting sites, but at the moment, I do recommend getting a Backstage. I do recommend getting an Actors Access. So get out there and begin auditioning. I wish I knew this earlier because look, there are so many auditions and opportunities that I missed because I just didn't go to the audition. See, I thought that roles would just come to me. Don't be like I it's not that I actually really thought that, but like I kind of did. I'm gonna have to be real with myself. You want to know how I got the roles that I got now? I auditioned. Sometimes I'd get cast from directors who saw my show that I was in. How did I get the role from the show that I was in? I auditioned. Don't take auditioning for granted. Learn to love it. And my friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this. If you've gone this far, I want to say thank you. And also, I am going to be discussing a lot more things like this throughout my email newsletter. If this is something that you're interested in, if you are an actor, then sign up for my email newsletter. The link is going to be in the description. I would be overjoyed to see you there. I am learning how to really organize my thoughts here, and I want to share those thoughts with you. I have been thinking so much in my life, but silently, so hopefully I can offer some things to you. Again, this is something that you are interested in. Please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. It would be a huge help for me. Get me onto the algorithm and get more actors to see work like this. Yeah? All right. Much love.